Loss of a yard. They'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. On play action, they'll throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a breaking touchdown. Nelson, a 24-yard touchdown. The Vikings are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Oh, this is blocked. And now Washington has it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry about it. It's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say. First quarter, we'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax.
Fan move. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Washington. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to bring out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. It's taken to the 26. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason, and runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
game working. They'll stick with it on first down. To the 43, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And some space here. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 57 yards. And the Commanders are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Commanders 21, Vikings 6. Kevin McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try to think with them here. Try to play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. Returnable here from the 38. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his left. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 36 yards on the play. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports.
Commanders 21, Vikings 6.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. It was Von Miller who shot in there to get him down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now back to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And they're trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Well, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of...
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Now they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
They go play action with Jackson. They'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 32 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McPherson on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Edwin told me once, you know, we're having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. I finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Play action. It's Jackson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Stephon Diggs. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got him in. Complete. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Darius Slayton, 97 yards. And the Vikings are able to at least get one score back. And oh, it's blocked. It's picked up, a live ball, and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. He's at the 40, the 20, and he takes it all the way back. And this crowd can't believe what they're seeing. Things go wrong even after a touchdown in this one. Well, I think there was a lot of surprise from the kicking team there. After the block, they kind of froze and then realized, oh, wait, they can return this, and they returned it all the way.
And you know why they froze? Not often do you get that second sound, right? There's the kick, you hear that, and then there's that second thud when there's a block. That's when people freeze and they have to realize where the ball is. They picked it up and took it the other way.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended. He's got him in, complete. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 70 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now from the 7, here's second and goal. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to take another shot here. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to let it go again. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll set up a throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Got a man, Slayton. Touchdown, Vikings. Darius Slayton. 2nd touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Vikings take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. 3rd time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jackson now. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Jackson. He's going to take another shot here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get over to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jamin Davis getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And here's Ryan Wright now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 47 yards. And the Commanders have got it on cruise control. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be a third and about 13. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. They go play action now. Jackson. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are pouring it on. Well, CD, I mean, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Commanders 65, Vikings 19.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Commanders get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision, no matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call?
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Stephon Diggs with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Commanders extend their lead yet again. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Looking deep downfield. And, boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
It's almost human nature, isn't it? They score on one play, you come out on offense, you try and do exactly the same thing. They tried the deep ball, couldn't quite connect, but give them an A for effort.
He's got a man, complete. Past the 20. Touchdown. Rashad, 88 yards. And the Vikings are able to eat him just a bit to the sizable deficit. His kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground here on first down. A beautiful fake. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 93 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Being chased out left. Going deep for Diggs. And he's got it inside the 10. A huge play there for Washington. 53 yards.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Brings up second and goal at the 10-yard line.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
26.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Dawson Knox from 10 yards out. And the Commanders are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth-quarter lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bulling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That ball caught by Slayton. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. First down, here's the run with Cook. Up past the 30, second down coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Brings up second and 8.
They'll drop to throw. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Third down and 8 yards to go.
And this offense on third down today, they've had a lot of chances but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 8. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Throwing out left and finding Likely. And he's going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's 2nd and 8. He sets to fire deep. He's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one. Defensively, I don't want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They go play action with Jackson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for a touchdown. Let's get thrown big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, this opening game is certainly not gone their way at this point. But that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. On the move past the 40. And it will mark down about the 26-yard line.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
He'll find Bateman once more. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd and 2. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
No let-up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold-up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Hey, report! Report!
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15.
Now they get a fourth quarter back. Something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out?
This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Second and 15. Under pressure, they got him again. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Quick strike out wide by Jackson. The city always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of the season.
So for Washington, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the
Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown. I hope y'all can nest double E, 'cause I need your eyes on me. Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Can I make a scene like a movie, feeling big, keep it juicy before we start getting unruly. I've been moving like a hooli, keep it coolie, before I stop you when I like a bully. Like a bully. Put in the work, you can see my fingernail dirt. I'm the last one to leave, even when I come first. And you might want it bad, but I'm sure I want it worse. I'ma do it 'cause I love it, I'ma love it till it hurts. What's the worst that can happen, Captain? I'm strapped in, no I'm not crazy, I'm just tapped in. Hungry like I'm fasting, I'm about that action, no slacking. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Sick of the pain, no one to call up for help. No one to blame but yourself. You should've known better, however you did it, so we had to come ring your bell. Like I need a war, beat it till I score, make it rain till it pour. I'm a dog on force, put in work like a chore till I'm underneath the floor. In the trenches like a war, if they wanna keep a roar when I touch